While hosting a backyard barbecue for my wife's family, I stepped inside to grab ice and heard her sister say, "When he dies, you'll finally be free and rich." My wife laughed. "The policy's worth more than he is." I carried out the ice, served burgers, and didn't flinch. 4 days later, she got a letter from my lawyer and the insurance company. Now her mom's been calling me nonstop. Before we start, I just want to say thank you for being here. It means the world. But take a look at this. Only 8% of people watching are subscribed. If you enjoy these stories and want to support more of them, just one click makes a huge difference. I never thought I'd be the guy writing one of these posts, but here I am. I keep telling myself I shouldn't be surprised by what happened. There were signs I ignored. But hearing your wife laugh about your death hits different, no matter how prepared you think you are. Some background. Kate and I have been married for 7 years. Both in our mid-30s, no kids, thankfully as it turns out. I own a construction company that's done well over the past few years. She works in pharmaceutical sales, good money, lots of travel. We live in a nice house, in a good neighborhood. From the outside looking in, we were solid. About 3 years into our marriage, Kate's father passed away unexpectedly. Heart attack at 58. No life insurance, minimal savings. Her mom struggled financially afterward, and Kate became almost obsessed with financial security and preparing for the worst. She insisted we both get substantial life insurance policies. Given what her family had just gone through, it seemed reasonable. I agreed to a $2 million policy with her as the beneficiary. She got a smaller one, $500K with me as beneficiary. Looking back, I should have noticed how often she brought up that policy over the years. Comments about how, "At least we're covered if something happens to you," started to pepper our conversations. At first, it seemed like residual anxiety from losing her dad. Later, it felt different, but I brushed it off. Last Sunday was the annual summer barbecue we host for her family. About 20 people in our backyard, her mom, her sister Emily, and brother-in-law, cousins, the whole crew. These get-togethers always had an undercurrent of tension for me. Her family is tight-knit in that way, where they've got so many inside jokes and references that anyone who married in feels perpetually on the outside. The barbecue was going fine. I was manning the grill, making small talk, playing the good host. We were running low on ice, so I headed inside to grab more from the freezer in the garage. To get there, you have to pass through our kitchen, which has a window that opens onto the patio. The window was open, and as I walked through the kitchen, I heard Emily's voice floating in clearly. Must be exhausting, keeping up the act all the time. I slowed down, not intentionally eavesdropping, but something in her tone made me pause. "You get used to it," Kate replied. She sounded different, sharper, colder than her usual voice. "Besides, it's not forever. When he dies, you'll finally be free and rich," Emily said, laughing like it was some kind of joke they'd shared before. I froze completely when I heard Kate's response. "The policy's worth more than he is. 2 million buys a lot of freedom." They both laughed, and someone shushed them. I stood there, ice forgotten, trying to process what I'd just heard. My wife of 7 years was casually discussing my death as her meal ticket, like it was a retirement plan she was looking forward to. I don't know how long I stood there, but eventually I snapped back to reality. I forced myself to continue to the garage, get the ice, and walk back outside. I carried the bags out, dumped them in the coolers, and went back to flipping burgers without missing a beat. For the next 3 hours, I played the role of gracious host. I laughed at their jokes, refilled drinks, and even sat next to Kate while she had her arm around me, talking about our upcoming vacation plans. Plans she apparently had no intention of ever taking with me. I'm not sure what showed more self-control, not confronting her immediately, or not vomiting every time she touched me for the rest of that party. After everyone left and we were cleaning up, Kate commented that I seemed a little off during the afternoon. I blamed it on heartburn and went to bed early, lying awake while she scrolled through her phone beside me, probably texting Emily about their little inside joke. The next morning, I called into work and said I needed a few personal days. As soon as Kate left for a 3-day sales conference in Chicago, I started making calls. First was to my lawyer, Michael, who's been handling my business matters for years. I explained what I'd overheard, and asked about my options. He was appropriately horrified and immediately suggested I document everything and consider my next steps carefully. "Don't confront her yet," he advised. "Let's make sure you're protected first." Second call was to my insurance agent, Phil. I've known Phil for a decade. He handled all my business insurance before I ever met Kate. I explained the situation and asked about my life insurance policy. "Can she actually do anything to accelerate her payout?" I asked, feeling ridiculous even saying it out loud. Phil didn't laugh. "Insurance fraud and murder aren't as rare a combination as you'd hope," he said gravely. "Let me make some calls." Over the next 3 days, while Kate was out of town, I, 1. Met with Michael and his partner who specializes in family law. 2. Documented everything I could remember about Kate's comments regarding my life insurance over the years. 3. Installed security cameras in our home with my lawyer's guidance on legal installation. 4. Had my company's IT guy check my food, drinks, and personal care products for any unusual substances. 5. Moved half our joint assets to a secure account, which was legal in our state, according to my lawyer. 6. Filed to change my life insurance beneficiary from Kate to a trust controlled by my parents. 7. Contacted the insurance company's fraud department. The insurance company took it surprisingly seriously. Apparently, red flags had already been raised in their system. Kate had called multiple times over the years, asking detailed questions about the policy's payout conditions, whether investigations happen for accidental deaths, how long verification typically takes, etc. Questions that, individually, might seem like normal beneficiary concerns, but together formed a disturbing pattern. By Wednesday evening, everything was in place. Kate would be home Thursday afternoon. Thursday morning, 2 letters were delivered to our house. One from my lawyer outlining divorce proceedings, and one from the insurance company notifying her that the policy had been changed and that there was an ongoing investigation into potential fraud. I wasn't home when she received them. I had moved most of my essential belongings to a rental property I own across town. Another thing Kate never showed much interest in, the boring business details of my company's real estate holdings. Around 4 p.m., the text started. "WTF are these letters? Call me immediately. This isn't funny. You can't just change our policy without discussing it. I know you're reading these." I didn't respond to any of them. Then her mother started calling. First my cell, which I didn't answer, then my office, where my assistant, who knew the basics of the situation, politely informed her I was unavailable. According to my assistant, her mom was alternating between rage and tears, saying there had been a terrible misunderstanding and I needed to call Kate right away. By evening, Kate's tone had changed completely. "Babe, I don't know what you think you heard, but it was just stupid sister talk. Emily and I make dark jokes sometimes. It doesn't mean anything. Please come home so we can talk about this. You're scaring me." Her mom called 17 times that night. I finally texted her at 10 p.m. "Margaret, there's nothing to discuss. I heard what I heard. Please respect my decision." She responded immediately. "You're tearing this family apart over a stupid joke. Kate loves you. She would never hurt you." I didn't respond further. The next day, Friday, Kate showed up at my office. My assistant intercepted her in the lobby and politely but firmly informed her I wasn't available. She caused enough of a scene that security eventually escorted her out. That was 2 weeks ago. She's since cycled through the full spectrum of responses: anger, pleading, gaslighting, threats, and now, apparently, deployment of her entire family as flying monkeys to try to get me to just talk to her. I haven't. All communication goes through my lawyer now. The divorce is proceeding. The insurance company is conducting its own investigation into her inquiries about the policy. Emily sent me a long email claiming they were just joking and I was destroying Kate's life over nothing. I forwarded it to my lawyer without replying. Kate's mom has been the most persistent. The calls eventually stopped, but yesterday she showed up at my job site. I was inspecting a new development, and suddenly there she was, looking out of place among the construction equipment in her country club casual outfit. "She's not sleeping. She's not eating," she said, as if that should matter to me. "Whatever you thought you heard, you're wrong. My daughter loves you." I looked at this woman, who raised a daughter capable of laughing about her husband's death, and felt nothing but pity. Margaret, your daughter told her sister that my life insurance policy is worth more than I am. That when I die, she'll finally be free. There's no misinterpreting that. It was just dark humor, she insisted, getting teary-eyed. You know how girls talk? No, I don't think wives usually joke about looking forward to their husbands' deaths, I replied. Please leave my work site. She tried to say more, but one of my crew chiefs had already called security. As she was being escorted to her car, she called back. She made one mistake. Are you really throwing away 7 years over one stupid comment? That's the thing, though. It wasn't one comment. It was a glimpse behind the curtain at who my wife really is. Someone who sees me as a meal ticket, alive or dead. Someone who laughs about my death with her sister like they're discussing a future vacation. I keep asking myself if I'm overreacting. Then I remember the cold, casual way she said, "The policy's worth more than he is." And I know I'm not. The divorce should be finalized in a few months. Kate has finally stopped trying to contact me directly and has hired her own lawyer. My business continues to do well. I'm looking at houses in a different neighborhood. I'm sharing this because I still sometimes doubt myself. Was it just a joke, like they all insist? Am I throwing away a 7-year marriage over a single overheard conversation? Then I remember how easily I played the role of oblivious husband for the rest of that BBQ, serving burgers and making small talk with people who were laughing behind my back. And I realized Kate wasn't the only one who'd been acting during our marriage. The difference is, I'm not acting anymore.